Newsweek has a hot scoop. Pull over your car if you're driving. Please sit down if you're standing up. How hot girls became the right's new obsession. Stop the presses. These crazy right-wingers are attracted. They like beautiful women. And it opens up. It all began with Sydney Sweeney's cleavage. And it talks about how, people on the right sort of like that Sydney Sweeney. I think we've reached peak. It's been building for a long time, certainly since the 1960s, probably since the 1760s. But we've now reached the point where left-wingers are scratching their heads, drooling and befuddled, because conservatives like beautiful women. It is good. For those who are confused, for the Newsweek editors, it is good to have an affinity for beautiful women. More broadly, it is good to have an affinity for beautiful things and persons and creatures and ideas in general. That's good. It's good to be attracted to beautiful things, and it is good to be repelled by ugly things. Now, we don't want to be superficial about that. Certain people can, be a little more homely or deformed or something, and the physical isn't all there is. So there's an interior reality that can be quite beautiful and that we should be attracted to also. But what the left educates for today is a perverse attraction to things that are ugly, to things that are discordant, to things that are contrary to reason, to things that are absurd. That's what they educate for. And don't forget, we bring up Aristotle, at least 3 times a week on this show, but Aristotle has a lot to say about education, and he points out that education begins not just by stuffing facts into your head, but by cultivating tastes. That's why the left goes into the elementary schools and tries to cultivate not even a strong leftist ideology, but just tries to cultivate disordered desires and appetites. That's why it's putting all into kindergartens, which we'll get to in just a moment. So it really is at first a matter of taste. This is why the left feels so threatened by pretty women. Now, it opens up on the bit about Sydney Sweeney's cleavage. Of course, the attraction to beautiful things needs to be circumscribed by morality and ethics. And we don't want to become lecherous. We don't want to become vain or, lustful or anything like that. That's also going to redound to the benefit of the left. But the basic attraction to beautiful things, that is the key political flame for conservatism. If you have just in your gut a desire to preserve beautiful things rather than to destroy beautiful things in pursuit of ugliness, as the left has, you are much more likely to be a conservative. That's why they got to snuff that out. And when they find out that there's even one young man in America who is not himself or on all sorts of, when they find out there's one young man in America who thinks that Sydney Sweeney is hot, they got to snuff that out. That is really bad. That's really terrible. Because it's really not about Sydney Sweeney or the cleavage or anything like that. It is about a much deeper left-wing aversion to beauty, because beauty leads us to the other transcendentals, goodness and truth, and the libs can't have that. That was a great clip. Now hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.